Okay, wonderful. So, uh, my name's MoD366. This is Fungus Forest. With me, I've got Steve TV Online.
Hello.
And since I've seen that we have met the incentive for the in-game 100% category on easy, I just want to quickly get over what this means, because what's in-game 100%. So this game has its own percentage counter, and that percentage counter doesn't count everything that you can get in the game. So I'm right now on a in-game 100% file that was completed, and as you can see, everything that's in the pause menu is completely there, but we only have 5 hearts instead of 10. We do not have the mana gauge in the top middle maxed out, and we only have 2 of 4 possible empty bottles. So the hearts, the mana gauge, and the bottles do not count for in-game 100%, which is why we split the former 100% category, because that's just a money grind, and we didn't want to do that anymore. So yeah, that's practically why we now have 2 100% categories: in-game 100%, what we're doing now, and true 100%, where we like run through one of the stages for 6 or 7 more times just to grind money. And no. No, I did not want to do that, especially not for a marathon, because that's boring. Anyway, let's get out of here. And yeah, let's get this run started. So we start in 3, 2, 1, go. So here at first we have some intro that we skip. We have a large tree that wants to tell us something about the story. We don't care, so we skip that as well. You do have to watch out that you skip on the very first text box, because you can only skip the whole text on the very first text box. Otherwise you have to mash through it. Basically, what our goal is to collect all the collectibles that are in this game, which are 40 magical seeds, 12 grindstones, and 6 mana ore. And for that we need some money, which we got here and which we get from killing enemies. This is one of the magical seeds. The first one is, of course, the easiest to get. And yeah, that's just about it. Oh, and we do have to buy all the upgrades that are shown on the pause menu, which is more money that we need to get.
One thing you're gonna notice is he has 3 different types of moves. He has the attack with his dagger. He's able to shoot arrows, and then he is able to. It's not really an attack, but it's a special ability with his dagger where he's able to change the seasons. And in this first one, we're changing it from like a fall or a summer season into a winter to freeze up water to help you get over to other areas.
Yeah. So lore-wise, this is a magical melee crossbow that we use. So yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyway, why ever would you connect a melee weapon to a crossbow? I don't know. So the first deviation from the any percent route is going down here to collect this first mana ore. The first few stages are rather similar to the any percent route, with me just collecting a few tidbits more than usual, or than for the any percent route, and collecting more money, because we will need that. Other than that, this might also be a any percent run for now, at least.
Yeah, there's different types of coins. There's the bronze ones, the silver ones, and the gold. The bronze are worth 1, the silver are worth 5, and the gold are worth 10.
Yeah, so most of the early enemies drop a bronze and a silver coin on the first kill. On the second kill, if they respawn, they only drop bronze coins, and only a single one. So these flies do respawn, and after the second kill, they do not yield enough money to really be worth it.
Yeah, he said it's like any percent, except for having to collect a little bit more coins. Usually if you're playing any percent, you would only be collecting around 400 coins going through this, but since he has to buy a couple more upgrades, he's going to be getting more coins than he would normally get.
Yeah, I don't have a really proper money route for this category because I'm not running it that often, but I do know about how much money I need, and after buying the upgrades, then I'm more sure how much more money I do need and can adjust in later levels. So having not enough money here is not the problem, at least as long as I can get the upgrades that I need early. Other than that, you may have seen a badger standing around here. That's our checkpoint. We do have to pay him to work as our checkpoint, and we don't want to waste the money if we don't really have to. So we just ignore him for most of the game.
Yeah, we ignore him, but the thing about not doing that is this is one of those games that if he, by some random act accidentally dies, then he would have to restart from the very beginning of the level.
Yeah, so there really is no checkpoint other than buying the ones from the badger, and dying therefore costs a lot of time, depending on how far in the level you are when you die. So we tend to not want to do that. Later on we might do some deaths to restore our health. So we do get a checkpoint and then just and then just die shortly after that, just to restore our health, which is most of the time faster than trying to not take damage. So that's what will happen in the last quarter of the run.
So as you can see in this one, instead of freezing up everything, he's going to change it into a fall season. So he has the leaves that he's going to be getting to cross over the gaps here. And these early ones, there isn't, if you fall down to the bottom, you don't die, but there are some later on that if you manage to miss it or you get like bad leaf spawning, then you could potentially die.
Yeah. So one other thing, switching between seasons, switching to the alternate season, so in this case switching to fall, costs me time because I have to stand still and wait for the animation to be finished, which takes around 1.5 to 2 seconds. Switching back doesn't take time, but because of that we only want to change seasons when we really have to, just to save these few seconds. So here we just don't really care about the enemies. My coin count looks rather good, so I don't really have to care about that. We want to not take damage if possible, because that also takes time, and we don't have time because this is a speedrun, as everyone knows. Yeah, like that one leaf spawn, that was really bad, that it hit the wall and disappeared. But I could manage. So,
yeah,
right,
so
here?
right here.
Okay, you did.
Right here, he's going to be dropping down by one of the targets that you see. The target colors, they are different. That one was a green, and that just happens to be our next power up, and we'll be able to hit those targets in order to, or later on after we get the power up. But right now we're just going to jump next to it in order to get into that area, which is basically one of the few ways to get in there.
Yeah, and that's just, I just dropped down there because there are 3 chests with 50 coins each, and that's a lot of money, and I do want to take that with me. So here we've got the first empty bottle, and as we know from Zelda games, empty bottles are useful, so we want that.
Yeah, we're going to be using that to buy, we're going to be getting one more later on, and we're going to be using that to help us to buy some potions to beat the final boss.
Yeah. So you want to talk about the Furious Frog?
Yeah, so Furious Frog, he's the easiest boss in the game. Well, kind of the easiest boss in the game. But what's going to happen here is he's going to be jumping off screen, and then he's going to give us a signal for which side he's going to be spawning on, and then we have to shoot at him until he does like a motion that he's hurt, and that will be done with his first phase right there, and then he will be going into a second phase. And in his second phase, he's going to be shooting out these poison bubbles that when using your season changing ability will freeze it, and you will be able to shoot them at him. So he's going to be doing one here, and then he's going to freeze it again when there's two that he'll be able to hit at him, and then he's going to do freeze up the last two that he'll be able to hit at him, and the boss should be done.
Yeah, and I tried to position myself in the middle of the stage, just because that's where this piece of magical bark will spawn, which we have to collect to end the stage and end this part of the forest, at least for now, until we get until we have to get back to collect everything else.
So back in the forest, we had to go and talk to the tree, but before we do that, we have to get our first two upgrades.
Come on.
Which is the stomp attack, and also the a stronger dagger ability, where he'll be able to double jump and swipe at the same time, where normally if you were to double jump, you could only attack if you jump once, and so this one will allow for you to do a spin attack after a double jump.
Yeah, and it's not a stomp attack, it's the first melee attack upgrade, other than the double jump spin attack. So now we've got a really beautiful attack. I can show it off at the start of the next stage. So I really love this attack because you can just drop on top of an enemy, do that double jump spin attack while doing that, and you kill the enemy, most likely. There are some enemies that do take more hits, but they are few and far between. These warthogs, for example. I could not kill those with that, but yeah, other than that, most of the enemies here just die with one melee attack, and that's the easiest one to use to kill them and the fastest. So up here we have 3 ways to drop down. We have to drop down the middle because that's the only way that this magical seed will spawn. And that's the magical seed that took me the longest to find in my first playthrough. 3 hours or so.
Those ants actually have about 3. They have 3 gold on them, so it's definitely worth it to kill them.
Yeah, just like the warthogs, they also have 3 gold on them. So if they're not too much out of the way, I do want to kill them. Oh, and that guy has another gold coin, and I want that too, just because he's in the way. Other than that, yeah, you go first.
Oh, I was gonna say, so in this level, his changing ability is just being able to grow up these mushrooms that will allow for him to continue on with the level.
Yep.
And that seed that he just got, the only way for that seed to spawn is for him to go underneath it, and then it will grow.
Yeah, so some of the spawn triggers are a bit hidden. That one is shown by that mana crystal that we haven't talked about. So these blue crystals, they refill my mana gauge, which is about the only thing that they are useful for. Usually you don't need them really, but it's good to have them. So here we've got another mana ore that we need. Come on, go down there. And now we just basically go to the right to the end of the stage. Come on, really? Okay, let's kill you. If you want to, then I'll kill you. Whatever.
Yeah, so you saw him when he was down below and he got that mana crystal. He was able to shoot that target because he has, like we were saying before, he has that ability, the green arrows that allow for him to actually shoot that.
Yeah, so we have green arrows to shoot green targets. We later get red arrows for red targets and blue arrows for blue targets. The blue arrows are garbage. I don't like them, and I don't like hitting targets with them, but we have to. to collect everything. So yeah, not happy. Not happy with that. Here I usually jump up here blind, so without switching seasons. Then there's the foliage in front of the all those platforms. I know where they are, but just for you to see them, I'm switching seasons, so it's easier to know what I'm doing. Over here, we do not want to open that chest. There's a ghost in there that attacks us, and I don't really care for ghosts. I'm not afraid of them, but nah, I don't really need them.
I just don't like getting hit. It kind of hurts.
Yeah, that too.
Alright, so this level right here, this is an auto-scrolling level, and it's a good way to get a lot of money in most of the routes, because all those birds each have quite a bit of money, and also he's going to be collecting, there isn't any special abilities that he needs in here in order to get all of the crystals, so we actually, this is one of those levels where we collect all the seeds in any of the routes that we do. And then right after that, what you saw him do is the badgers we were talking about earlier on. He's this is the one time in the auto-scrollers when you don't have to use money in order to use the badgers. So you want to try and shoot the badger on the very far right of where, have him on the right, and then you die. This will warp you forward past him, and if you do it correctly, it will save upwards of, I think.
It's about 6 to 7 seconds that it saves over the whole stage when we do all 5 of them. So yeah, it's a little over a second each if we do them properly. So if they're too far into the screen, you lose time and you do not want to go for that anymore. But as far as they're on the far right, you want to go for that just because of those few seconds that you can shave off an auto-scroller, because when can you save time on an auto-scroller? Oh, almost forgot about that one. I always think that part is longer. Oh well.
Yeah, so like I said, this is really easy for just grabbing up these seeds in this level because they're all straightforward.
Yeah, it's also good for money grabbing. The only thing is, since all the money is in those bubbles, if you shoot the bubbles, the money falls down, and you might get it, but normally you don't, and that's a bit bad. So I try not to shoot too often in case I do hit one of those bubbles. You've seen me lose some of the money, but my money count's pretty good. Money count's pretty good. I am going to go for the bonus money at the end, just because it's so easy to get.
Yeah, so this very ending area, normally in the other, like in any percent, you wouldn't really want to go for it because it wastes time, but since we're going for money anyway, and he has to buy all these upgrades, he's just going to be shooting these targets, which in turn will allow for him to get the money that pops out of the chests.
Yeah, so I get these 3 large coins, and those add up to 200 gold at the end. So it's just easy money to take away.
When you jump on the seesaw, well, I'll explain this boss first. So this is my favorite boss in the entire game, Wild Wasp. What you have to do is he'll fly around and then he'll come down after you, and you have to hit him a certain amount of times, and then you're going to use your ability to send him into the spikes. So you want him over on the far right as much as possible because he's closer to the spikes. If that happens, and once you do that to him 4 times, then the fight will be over.
Yeah, at the very last one, I sometimes get him to... oh, yeah, that's nice, because now I don't have to switch seasons for him to get the hit. If he's on top of these spikes anyway, when I daze him, which is pretty much optimal. Come on, where do you go? Really? we're playing that game. Okay.
Ooh.
This boss is pretty much RNG with the way it moves. So yeah, it's in that sense, it's the second hardest boss in the game. Just because of that. Not that I really care, but it's a bit annoying. So yeah.
So once again, we're going to be going back to the starting area here, and we're going to be buying our stomp attack, which I said before.
Yep.
And then we're going to talk to the tree again, and it's going to get us the fire arrows, which I believe are Mod's favorite upgrade.
It's my favorite attacking option, just because it shoots 3 arrows in a straight line, and just does so much damage to everything that's anywhere in the vicinity. Razor Flamecon was asking what system is this for. You can get this on pretty much everything. So it's on PS4, Steam, Xbox One, Switch, yeah, you name it.
Yeah, and right now the level we are on right now is called Windy Windmills. This is Mod and I fight over this level all the time because I think this is the worst level in the entire game, and he loves it because of its technicality.
Yeah, it's just a really technical level, and that's the reason I love it. And basically, that's the reason why Steve hates it. Oh, come on.
A lot of these vertical levels I struggle with sometimes, and it's just anything I try, it just seems to never work.
Well, yeah. So one thing, since this is a... What? Why did you eat my jump input there? Okay. Never had that happen before. We've got that one off the bingo card. So, you see me jumping through some of those wooden platforms. Oh shoot, I do not have enough magic. Now I do. So everything that's just one thin floorboard, I can jump through. Everything that's thicker, the thicker wood or the wood with stone underneath it, I can jump through that. Which, yeah. Come on, give me the money.
And he can destroy some of these sandbags here, as you see him that he did, and those could be random as to what's inside of those. You could get a heart to help you out. There's even full hearts that I've seen come out of some of those sandbags sometimes.
Yeah. And I don't know why I opened that chest. I know there's a ghost in it, but I still open it sometimes. So here I want to jump to the top left to pre-spawn that magical seed. Just so it's there already and I don't have to wait for it to spawn. I want to switch seasons here because I saw that the platform was on its way down and I don't want to miss it. So yeah, that's something that I haven't talked about yet. All of those moving platforms are on a global cycle, with the very last one being a 40-second full cycle. And if you miss that, so oh come on, really? Okay, let's not care about the money.
That's dependent on with that last cycle. That could help you from getting like a gold on a split or a world record, depending on how lucky you get with getting the global cycles.
Yep.
For that.
Yep. So if you somehow mess up anywhere in the stage and therefore don't get the proper cycle on the very last platform, you lose 40 seconds. No doubt about it. So we needed the stomp attack to get this seed to get up there. Oh, that could still be possible. Yeah, nice. Okay, if I had missed that cycle, the top cycle would have been gone. I can tell you that, because that happened more than once. So yeah, this is just, you know, managing when you switch seasons to stop the platforms, and otherwise just collecting the stuff that you need. I'm just thinking if I missed anything, but no, I shouldn't have. So I'm going to wait for a bit to kill that bat, because otherwise I might jump into it inadvertently when getting that mana ore, and that would be bad. So I don't want that.
So anything that's in this, as you've seen, a lot of gears and blades and enemies. Anything that moves in this level besides the conveyor belts and the platforms can hurt you.
Yep.
In one way or another. So that's another reason why I don't like it, because I kind of get reckless in this level just because I want to get done with it so fast.
Yeah, the thing is, it's also the longest stage in the game with about 7 minutes. So I get why he wants to be done with it, and why he wants to do that as quickly as possible. But yeah, doing it quick is not always the best thing. Sometimes you have to go slow to go fast. So here we want to kill those spiders. Those cogs that they drop, they also hurt. They hurt me, they hurt other enemies, but mostly they hurt me, so I don't want that. Okay, we go down here for another magical seed. And my health looks very good. I do not need to go for a safety save. That's good. So yeah, we just keep on climbing up here. Oh, nice. That one is just as ordered. Awesome.
All right, we're almost up to the top here, where we get
we are at the top, and now the platform is just coming down, which is possibly as optimal as can be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a really good Windy Windmills.
That will never be coming out of my mouth when I play it in this game.
But yeah, and like I said, because it's that technical, I really like this stage. So here I'm going to go for a stomp attack on the seesaw, because that also gains me 200 gold. And
yeah, that was one thing that I was going to mention, was when you get on the seesaw, if you just do a one jump on it, a regular bounce onto it, you get 40. If you do a double jump onto it, you get 90, and then if you get the stomp attack, you get 200.
Yep, and that's also a really good way to just collect some money for the for all the upgrades that we have to buy. So yeah, I'm going to do that for the for all the stages that we're going to now, just so I don't have to go out of my way to collect more money, because it's really easy money at the end. So yeah, now we do want to open all the chests that really are in our way, because why not, for the money, which is this, for example. Oh, I have not switched to the proper weapon. Okay, and we drop down here, open another few chests for another bottle and some more money, and just jump up here to get to get out of that hole and on with the stage. Come on, really.
Yeah, and what you can see Mod doing here is, normally you would be changing your ability to get through here, so you could actually see outside of these areas. But since he didn't do that, he just knows where everything is in this, because we've played it so many times, we know exactly where we have to go, so there's no need for him to really use his season changing ability there.
Yeah, and since when I switched the seasons, some of those some vines disappear, and that's the only way that I can pass through certain objects. I do want to manage my mana for that to be at a place where I want that to be. So here I'm going to go for your tactic with the shaman. I hope he likes me. I really hope he likes me now. So jumping to the left here, yeah, he hates me. He always hates me. Come on.
I don't know why it has so much. So every time I play this game, that shaman will just completely ignore me half of the time, and I'm just able to go up and grab the C without me having to attack him. But for some reason, it just does not like mod, and he always gets screwed over.
Yeah, he just doesn't like me. But I'm used to it, so normally I just kill him the first time I see him. Oh, I did not go for the stomp, but it should be fine. So the third boss, the Spiteful Spider, which is practically another auto-scroller if you want. So we are just vertically climbing again.
And we cannot hurt the spider at the very beginning there, so it's just basically a race up to the top, because there is going to be a way to hurt him up the very top. And we try and go as fast as we can, try not to mess up, because we believe that he has rubber banding effect on him. So
yeah,
we just try and get up there so he climbs just as fast.
Yeah, on easy it's a really light rubber banding. So in case I don't screw up, we won't see the spider again until the very top. On normal, you sometimes see the top. On hard, I'm not sure. I don't think I ever played this game on hard. Well, I did. I did try to route hard any percent, but yeah, nah, nah. I don't know how to get through all those enemies. They deal way too much damage. They're way too fast, and nah, not gonna happen anytime soon.
One funny thing about we fought that Furious Frog at the very beginning.
Oh, nice, nice. I really rarely get that jump to land on that upper platform when going to the right.
Oh.
I really rarely get that.
The Furious Frog is actually slower on the normal version than he is on the easy.
Yeah, so the thing with the Furious Frog, his tongue attack is slower on normal. Just because you then have to keep in the air for a longer time to avoid that attack. Those poison bubble things, they do drop way faster. So yeah, it's in some cases slower, in some cases faster, but all the normal enemies are definitely faster on hard.
And there we go. We have now killed the spider.
Yeah, that's the Spiteful Spider. And now, to unlock the last part of the forest, we need 24 seeds. We only have 22, which is a bummer. But I don't care, because right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself the next melee upgrade to do more damage with melee attacks, get the last magical arrow, and now we are going to visit all the stages that we couldn't complete yet, which is everything apart from the new windmills and the boss fights, but I don't count the boss fights. So we are now going back to the very first stage, to the Revolving River, now with way better equipment. In order to collect the last Grindstone and the last 2 magical seeds that we can get here. In the any percent route, we would also get back here, because we also would need 2 more seeds, and these 2 here are the fastest to get. So this is also like the any percent route.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, not much of a similarity.
Yeah, there's a really you're gonna see up here in order to there's a little shortcut to get out the end of the level here a little bit faster, and you're supposed to use the you're supposed to shoot them from in front of it, but if you stand right behind it, like through it and shoot, you're able to hit the target. But on the Xbox version, for some reason, you're able to hit it from a long distance away.
Yeah, I have never been able to do that on the Steam version, so I do think that's an Xbox glitch for some reason. And yeah, well, whatever. It's not much time that it saves, so I don't care. So we do want to jump over here because here is where the last grindstone is. Then we drop down into this way to get up here, where we need to shoot a red target to make some more platforms appear, and to go on our way for the magical seed that we couldn't get earlier.
Yeah, this like Mod was saying, there's a we go this way where he's at right now in the any percent route.
Yep. Oh, come on. I hate these little ants in this place. The ceiling is way too low to properly attack them.
Yeah, you can when you're in these small caverns, you can still do a double attack to use your spin attack, but it's like kind of tight in order to do it.
Yep. And some days ago, I found out that I can melee attack these eels. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Saves like, I don't know, 0.2 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Because usually I would just, for a fraction of a second, not hit the right button on my controller, and then instantly press it again, and then I can just jump over it. So it's really no real time save, but it looks cool. Some swag strats.
I don't think this whole time we've explained. Sometimes when you'll see mod fall off of the off of platforms.
Oh yeah. In this game we have infinite coyote time. So after walking off a platform, we can just jump whenever and still have our full double jump, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, so he took that shortcut with that red switch there.
11 coins. Huh. Bummer that I have to get some more.
Make a wish.
PB. Hey, I mean, since I'm world record holder, a new PB would be a new world record, and
yep, it would.
And that's a nice thing for a marathon, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
So.
All right, back onto this level here.
Yeah. So we do want to drop down here because you may have seen the magical seed there, just appearing. We need to shoot a red target for that wooden platform to appear to get that seed, which is the fastest seed to get in this stage, and the only fast seed in this stage to get. The others are a bit farther off the normal way.
Yeah, some of these seeds that you have to get are just very convoluted, and you're just like, why would anybody try for this unless they were going for a 100% route?
Yep.
They're very much out of the way.
Yeah, so the next one's not that bad, but the last seed that we're going to get here is just, it's a pain. It really is a pain. And before we got the stomp attack in the any percent route, I was getting all of these 3 seeds in any percent instead of the 2 in Revolving River. And I always forget to shoot the bloody target. Thank you. So, we need to shoot that target to be able to go down here, get over here, kill some enemies, shoot another target, and get to the magical seed. It's a bit more convoluted. In these caves, there are several chests with money that I would have gotten if this was true 100%, just because it's money. But I don't need that much money here, so I don't care. I don't care. Traversing those caves just takes so much time. So right now, I want to land on that green target again. Shoot it. That makes this platform appear so that I can get the mana ore. That's why this way is here in the first place, to get back up after getting the mana ore. And now we have the long climb. So we switch seasons and climb these fruits. And if we stand on one of those for too long, it falls down and we have to start over, because then we can't climb anymore. Also, our mana gauge is barely enough to make it. So, yeah. I hate this seed.
Yeah,
I really hate this seed.
When I originally played it casually, I managed to make it all the way up to the top the first try, and I was confused as to where else to go, because I had no clue.
Yeah.
So I managed to get the seed first before I found like any of the other easier ones the first time I played.
So now we just do the stomp attack to get down the quickest way possible, and we just finish the stage because we've got everything we need. Sometimes it can be so easy. And yeah, just killing some more enemies on the way because they're there and they give money. So why not? Okay. Now we are at the Fungus Forest. One of the most beautiful stages in the game, in my opinion. We only need the 2 grindstones and 1 magical seed. The magical seed is around the center of the stage, I would say. The grindstones are at the very end. So, yeah.
One thing we also haven't pointed out is you're probably wondering, well, why would he, after he got the rest of the items that he needed, why didn't he back out? Well, unfortunately, in this game, they have it to where if you get the seeds and you were to restart, you would have to go back through again and get them. You have to, once you collect the item, you have to finish up the level once again.
Yep.
So we can't do reset at that point.
Yeah, and I was thinking that this point is way farther in the stage, but it isn't. So that was the seed. We do not have to open that chest. There's a ghost in there, so I don't want to open it. And we don't have to. The seed spawns as soon as you are standing next to that chest. Now with the red arrows, we do have a way better weapon against those warthogs, because it's just 1 shot of the red arrows instead of 2 shots from the green ones. So yeah, it is my weapon of choice when attacking any enemies. At least if they're right in front of me. I forgot that I can't one-shot those even with the 2nd melee upgrade. Oh well, happens. So now we just go our way through here until almost the end. That's when we need to get the last grindstones, or both grindstones, because they're both kind of next to each other, which is a bit weird, but okay.
They just ran out of ideas. Let's put it right here.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't really know why they did that, but okay. I mean, sure, for one of them you only need the red arrow, for the other you need the blue. So yeah, and this is how I normally maneuver through here. So as you can see, I don't really switch seasons because, like I said, it takes time, and I don't need to.
Yeah, and I will usually just change the seasons because I am, I'm not very confident in myself when I jump through that. So
yeah,
I do
where I do switch seasons is here, because now I have to hit some targets, and those I want to see. So yeah, let's take this money. This, oh come on, this blue target we can just hit from directly next to it, which is nice. We go up here, ignore that chest because it's a ghost, ignore these chests because one of them is a ghost and I don't know which. Come on, go down, because over here is a red target. Oh, and yeah, that chest we opened had the Grindstone. And over here we jump over those thorns, and here's the next Grindstone. Like I said, directly next to each other. So, to get out here, we have to shoot this red target. These ants think, hey, we trapped you, and I say, hey, you give me money, nice. So, win-win in my opinion. Well, maybe no win for the ants because they die, but hey, I mean, we just saved some animals in Super Metroid, so now we can kill them, right?
Where are all these creatures holding the money anyway? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. So, back to the Foggy Fables. For let me think. Should be like 1 Grindstone and 2 magical seeds or something. Oh, and I think I did I get the mana ore here? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think so.
No, I didn't. Oh, I forgot to kill that bird. That bird is going to annoy me. But okay. The birds usually annoy me, so that's nothing new. Oh, really? Come on. Thanks. Okay. So, yeah, we are just mostly running through here. I do have 2 more purchases I have to do, which is one more attack that we get that we will never use because it's, I don't know, it's not really that useful in my opinion. So the last attack that we get is just an upgrade to our up slash, making our up slash also attack in front of us and behind us. But I don't know why I would ever use that. Anyway, here is the magical ore that we need. So it's really not far out of the way. I just forgot to take it with me. Then we need to shoot this boomerang for the blue target. Luckily, I know about where I have to stand for that for those to hit. Otherwise, that would be annoying. This is the grindstone that we need. Nice. Then we go further up for a magical seed over here. Okay, and then we just jump over here. And we're back. Hello. Did you miss us? No? Okay. Well, I don't care.
Yeah, this is I run just the any % of these games, so him showing this off is actually helping me out as well to if in the future I want to learn.
Yeah, and I really want to show this game because I really love it. It's just a beautiful game. It has a really great soundtrack, and I think everyone who's into platformers and retro style platformers should pick it up because it's really, really that good. Oh,
yeah,
damn it.
me and Mod are kind of like the 2 people that are just kind of the main runners at this moment. So if you're interested, just hit up either one of us, because unfortunately we do not have a Discord for this, but we do have a speedrun.com page. That's actually how I found the game in the first place, because I wanted to do this for a challenge. and Mod said, "Oh yeah, I'll help you out," and that's how I got into this game. So if you're interested, just contact either one of us.
So I am. This may be stupid, but hey, whatever. Let's go for the roundhouse slash, and then we are done with this part. Okay, and now it's just 2 more stages, 1 more regular boss, and then the final boss, and then we're through. Okay, the second auto-scroller, because one's not enough, apparently. We do have an...
2 isn't enough.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Let's count that boss as auto-scroller. Okay. So right here we have to shoot those boomerang arrows for the magical seed to appear. And I hate the boomerang arrows. They waste so much mana. It's a pain to really target anything with that. But yeah, the game makes us use it. So okay. You don't want to know how often I flew into that wall before I got it down properly.
Yeah, this one, your ability or your season changing is those crystal or
those icicles drop down.
Yeah, the icicles up top will actually drop down below.
Yeah, so basically this part of the forest is stuck in winter. And we're changing it to, I don't know if it's spring or summer, whatever, both make icicles melt, so yeah, it's either of those. Okay, here I can waste some mana because we are death abusing again, and death abusing refills my mana, which is really nice. Down there is a really hidden target that we have to shoot for this seed to appear. Okay, now comes the part where during my practice session I died right before the next checkpoint. I don't want that. So yeah, I'm going to concentrate a bit just to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, these birds can be really annoying. They throw them down in where you barely can see them, or sometimes they're so hidden that you don't even kill them and they just run into you. So that's why we try and stay out of their way, as far away from them as possible.
Yeah. So the birds are positioned in a way, mostly, not always, but mostly so that they're hidden by the backdrop, or the foreground, more like, not the backdrop. And yeah, it's really annoying if you fly into a bird that you can't even see. So right here is a checkpoint that we want to get and die. That's the checkpoint in front of which I died and lost over a minute because of that.
Yeah, another thing that can be hidden by the foreground is the bubbles that the bats shoot out at you. Those are an annoyance that will kill you for no reason.
Yeah, or the flame attack from that upper guy here that hides behind one of those crystals sometimes. Yeah, they killed me sometimes as well. So
and this game is a he's making it look really easy. This game can be quite challenging.
Oh yeah, and this is the hardest stage in the game. The first seed is hidden to the left of the start, and I hate the game for that. Because why would you do that? Please don't do that, game. But yeah.
Yeah, but since it's like a retro style, they went with the retro style, not like extremely hard, but they did put some difficulty into it so it still has the retro feel because of it.
Yep. So right here, let's kill that bird so it doesn't annoy me. Now, this part we can't even make properly with a full mana bar. So we will take damage, or we have to manage our mana well. I'm going to go for the damage because I don't care.
One thing Mod was talking about the bird that was there, and the bird itself can hurt you as well as each piece of the bone that it drops down can also hurt you, which makes those birds probably one of the most annoying enemies in this level.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, the mana gauge is not enough to go back and forth here. So we will take some damage from drowning, basically. But it's not too much, so I can properly get back. And or not. Okay, that's bad. I bonked my head.
Ooh.
I bonked my head and therefore didn't make it. And yeah, that's bad. And the game was just eating my attack inputs, which is also bad. But that sometimes happens.
So with that death, you get to see exactly what happens when you game over or die. You have to restart the whole thing since he didn't have a save, so he has to collect every seed that he collected.
Yep.
And redo it all over again.
Yeah. I didn't go for the checkpoint because I usually go for it after getting that seed. So that's why I didn't, I didn't get the safety. Normally I don't have a problem with this part, but right here I was being kind of stupid with my mana. So yeah.
And you also took that hit from the rolly.
Yeah, that too. That was also not the best decision I made. But hey, so what I can do is I can switch seasons back myself early enough so that I don't take the drowning damage, but that takes more time, and that's bad. So I did it there just once so that I'm really sure that I'm not going to drown again. But other than that, I usually don't go for that. Oh, really? Okay. Let's wait for one mana refill.
Yeah, that kind of screwed you over.
Game, sometimes I hate you. So let's go for that for safety reasons, because that guy deals way more damage than I can admit. Well, he deals 1 heart, and that's not too bad. He deals 2 on normal, but it's still annoying.
So if you're playing this game and you're just wanting to try and finish it casually, the best advice that I could give to you on this level alone is just run forward, because you can get through those attacks of those centaurs there, or whatever they are, just by taking a damage boost and going through. But that's usually only on easy mode. You can maybe do it once or twice on normal, but deal double damage on normal.
Yeah, right there we want to hit the blue target to open up the pathway below, because we have to go through the pathway below to make the magical seed appear above, which is kind of weird, but okay. Down here we've got a Grindstone, and then we have to go down here. My health looks awesome, which is nice, so I don't have to death abuse here. Oh, come on. Come on. Thank you. And therefore, we are saving a bit of time at least. So here we just want to mash the red arrows to get through all of those enemies. I was watching Steve do this part, and he was just jump attacking them, and I said, hey Steve, just spam the red arrows. Just spam them like you don't care, and it's all fine. So right here, we have to go through here to make the seed appear. Then go back through here to jump over here, for the mana ore. That's down here. Getting down here spawns these two guys, but I don't care. Sometimes I go for that health. Okay. Don't want to give me the health. Whatever.
You've been stuck with getting head bonks on. These are...
Yeah, I don't know why. But anyway. So, we damage boost through the lizards because they have shields, if you haven't seen them. And they take way too long to defeat. So we just walk through them. Go through there. And normally on any percent we would be on the home stretch and nothing can happen, but we have to go back. We have to go through here and through this guy and hope he doesn't shoot us. Thank you. Over here we hit this red target. Get up here for this red heart and that makes the seed appear. That's really convoluted. And I have no idea why.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, where it can be very convoluted. And
I have no idea why they did that, but okay. Once you know where it is, it's easy to get, but yeah. Can get a bit annoying. So we shoot that target because we are still missing one grindstone. Then that makes this platform appear. Then we shoot the red target. Then we go all the way over here, I think. Here-ish, okay. A little more to the left to shoot the... Come on. I know I have to be on the far left. Oh, really? Thank you. To make this platform appear. Now I can climb up here to go over here for the grindstone.
Like we said, a lot that you have to do just to get one little grindstone.
Yeah. And I just saw that death cost me about 2 minutes. But it's fine.
So right here is the Hysterical Hyena. This is, in my opinion, the worst boss in the entire game. What you have to do is you have to hit these icicles and make them drop down onto the hyena. Then you have to melt the icicle. Then you have to freeze it back up again. Since he's wet, he freezes up. Then you shoot the fireballs at him, which in turn will go through that one phase. There's 4 phases to go through.
Yeah, and after the first phase, we do want the icicles to be as far to the right as possible, so the hyena doesn't have to walk so much, because that's the fastest. And we got a really nice pattern here.
Yeah, the patterns are completely random as to where the icicles are going to drop or spawn.
Okay, we've got that. Now it's just back to the village, a little more shopping, and then the final boss.
Yep, the tree's gonna lead us to tell us where to go for the final boss.
Almost forgot the potions, so that's why we collected 2 bottles. We need 2 potions for the final boss to make it a bit easier. Now let's just check. We've got everything. Wonderful. And now let's get to the season tree. That, oh my god, it's the evil witch.
What? Oh my gosh. Really?
Who would have thought? Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so we mashed the skip button that glitches out the text box because we skipped it before it was shown. So it stays on the screen for now until we transition.
It just saves like maybe a couple seconds.
if that. Yeah. So the first and the third phase of this boss are the longest, so we want to skip those with the potions. Other than that, we just double jump, spin, attack the nose.
And since he has his powers all the way up, it's actually a lot shorter. Shorter.
Really?
Just hurt the witch that way.
Okay, the witch wants to kill me. The witch really wants to kill me.
has something against you today or something.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take it safe.
Oh, you're gonna take it safe? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take it really safe here. I don't care.
So, on this portion, you can actually hit the witch. You can hit her 3 times very easily, but if you have enough health, you can actually do a 4th hit on, and that involves you kind of like doing a back and forth, and that was time.
Yeah, and that's time on the last hit. Okay, sub 1 hour and 3. That's okay. That's okay. So my PB is 1 hour, 1 minute, and 24 seconds. So with that 2 minutes I lost due to the death, I would be below PB. So that's good. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So yeah, while I say my thanks for letting me run 2 games on this. Thanks to Steve for being my co-commentator. And thanks to Rupert Oxner, the main developer of this game, for making such a great game. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yep.
This is Fungus Forest's in-game 100% on easy. And like we said, if you want to get into the game, just hit Steve up, hit me up. We're always happy to help. Yeah, it's not really hard to learn. I have to say that. Steve learned this in a 12-hour challenge, and after that he was like 8 minutes behind my world record. So it's really not hard to learn. So yeah, if you like 2D platformers, hit this game up. It's really, really great. Other than that, I'm done here. So let's continue on with this awesome marathon for No Kid Hungry, which is an awesome cause. And we're entering the Gungeon next. So that's something you definitely don't want to miss.